Weather Authority Chief Meteorologist Dan back with our full forecast tonight.
You know, it's a tough one this winter, Veronica, because we have all of these areas that are extremely prone to mudslides if they get a lot of rain. We're also now starting to creep into a drought. So we want the rain, we just don't want a lot of it. And the best solution is that we have periodic light rain throughout the winter, just enough to get us to around normal. I think most of us would even take just a little bit below normal this year if it meant we didn't have to deal with any mudslides. But right now, things have been very dry. High pressure has been in control. It has been blocking weather systems, and it's like the ridiculously resilient ridge. That's something we haven't talked about in a couple of years. Well, it's been stuck like this. Now, it's not uncommon for us to be dry in the early part of the winter and then wet later on in the winter. That does happen sometimes. In fact, one of the La Niñas, I believe, in the 1990s ended up pretty wet after starting off very dry. So things can change a little bit, but at the moment, our pattern is pretty stock up. And as we take a look at our long-term pattern here, high pressure is still going to remain in control here over the west coast, where you see the oranges and yellows and reds on the map. This is typically warmer air aloft. High pressure usually associated with that, where you see the blues and purples, low pressure aloft, cooler temperatures associated with that. In those cooler temperatures, that's stormy weather. That's where we see our rain typically, if we're on the right side of that cool weather. So let's talk about that. High pressure staying in control as we head through Friday. Saturday, something starts to slip through back to our east through the Great Basin. This is going to be a dry area of low pressure. So not all low pressure brings rain. We'll be on the dry side of it certainly. So that's going to move to our south. We'll continue to see more of an offshore flow behind it. So that's going to keep things pretty dry through the weekend into next week. That's Wednesday of next week. Then a weather system tries to move into the Pacific Northwest, and we're kind of on the back side of it, the dry side of it. So that trough digs out across the rest of the west and eventually moves farther to the east. But right now, it's looking pretty dry through the end of next week. Some hints in the models that we may see something in a couple weeks or so. But right now, I suspect the first half of December should be pretty dry. Let's take a look at your temperatures. Right now, we're in the 50s. I guess the bonus has been we've had beautiful afternoons, sunshine. It's been very comfortable if you've been outside at all recently. 54 right now in Salinas, though, 55 in Santa Cruz. Temperatures cooling into the 40s over the next couple of hours. In fact, low 40s by midnight under mostly clear skies. Few high clouds continue to pass through and will continue through the overnight. Not expecting any fog or low clouds overnight, but there will be some near the coast tomorrow. This is 7 a.m. tomorrow. Still a few high clouds passing through the region, and eventually some low clouds make the approach on the coast, at least close to it. But I think for the most part, we're going to stay mostly sunny throughout the day tomorrow. And temperatures pretty close to what we've been experiencing. It's going to be a cool night overnight tonight, maybe a touch warmer than this morning, and then a mild day tomorrow afternoon, maybe a touch cooler than today. But that's about it. 66 in Santa Cruz, 64 Ben Lomond tomorrow, mid-60s also Capitola to Watsonville, upper 60s in Salinas and Hollister tomorrow. No 70s at all in the north, 63 in Castroville, the peninsula mainly in the 60s as well. Even Pacific Grove coming in at 60 tomorrow, Monterey topping out at 63. And we will find some 70s on the maps. You have to go to southern Monterey County, though. The Salinas Valley, the San Antonio Valley, and Parkfield all getting back into the 70s, but low 70s at that. Over the next 7 days, temperatures on the coast, seasonable to slightly warm for our highs, seasonable to slightly cool for our lows. Well, we'll say that for the next 7 days at least. Passing high clouds at times. Could see a few occasional low clouds and fogginess on the coast, but it's not going to be a main fixture in the forecast over the next 7 days. Inland areas also stay dry, and we'll see highs at or slightly above normal and lows at or slightly below normal as this dry pattern continues. Of course, I'm watching all the computer models and all of the trends in the atmosphere, trying to find some hope that we'll get some rain, and of course, I'll keep you up to date on it.